It is often said that tragedy plus time equals comedy, but I would like to dive into what happens when mysterious circumstances happen before the tragedy. I would like to posit that they create legends. Now, the example I'm going to be using today is that of the Mothman. The Mothman was first found. He was first witnessed by four teenagers who were driving outside a World War II munitions plant. Of course, it's likely speculated that they were just goofing around, maybe partaking in some substances. Um, but either way, they reported that they seen a large bird-like man with red eyes following the car. Over the next few days, however, dozens of calls came into the sheriff's department, and they couldn't find a link between them. But after the publication of a newspaper article, of course, the phone calls upped and upped and upped until it became almost a running joke in the town. Flash forward to a month later, we are at the Silver Bridge between Gallipolis, Ohio, and Point Pleasant, West Virginia. On that day, 46 people died due to a crack in a bridge that was a tenth of a millimeter long. Two of the bodies were never found, and it has been the most notorious tragedy that has ever befallen West Virginia. Specifically constructional wise. But due to the sightings of the Mothman that had occurred beforehand, a lot of the townspeople started speculating that he was an omen of death of sorts. Others speculate alien who was trying to warn them. Either way, people believe in some sort of prophecy, which is why the Mothman prophecy became such a popular movie. It was a movie that focused on connecting events from the Silver Bridge to the Mothman. And that sensationalized the character to a point that has made it a cult classic, essentially. And has resulted in other false reports, of course, because psychologically, when people are exposed to media figures that aren't real, such as Bigfoot or most alien encounters, they are considered false because the popularization from this. In fact, creatures like the Mothman and the Loch Ness Monster, their original reports are almost nothing like the original reports that are given. There is nothing about Mothman that describes him as a moth when he was first seen, more like a large bird man with red eyes. But that's besides the point. But that has led to the sensationalization of a cryptid that we all have come to know and love within the cryptozoology community. And today, the Mothman serves as a pretty positive figure for Point Pleasant. They have a Mothman festival every year since 2002, besides 2020 for obvious reasons, that has really helped been focused on the infrastructure in the community so that tragedies like the collapse of the Silver Bridge in 1956 never happen again. Well, that has been my speech. I hope you have found it very informative. Goodbye.